Welcome to Chris Farms and Extension Services, alias Chris Farm Nigeria. We are into the A to Z of poultry farm setup, and we specialize on poultry, fishery, snakery, and piggery. We do the A to Z of the farm, and today we are bringing you to complete our poultry farm setup, beginning with the brooder's house. This is the brooder's house, very neatly designed for the brooder's bed, and looking at the up, you see the gable roof, neatly done gable roof to allow the expel of air. While this is the battery case system poultry house, it is designed in order to accommodate beds. You can see how the gable roof is also done because of the heat generated inside the poultry house. There is need to put gable roof to allow fresh air coming into the poultry farm and also allow hot air leaving the poultry farm. You can see how the battery case system is designed for those of you that wants us to build or they are building a poultry house. You can see how poultry house looks like. Good spacing, good pillar work, neatly designed for poultry farm setup. Are you thinking of going into poultry farms? Are you thinking of building a poultry farm house? Are you looking for a specialist who is going to help you construct or design a poultry house for yourself? Reach out to us today at Chris Farms and Extension Services, alias Chris Farm Nigeria, on 080 36 92 57 18. If you're not in Nigeria, please put our country code +23480 36 92 57 18. On this poultry house, you can see how the poultry house is being designed. Good ventilation system, good netting, then good pillar work for you of the poultry farm, then good source of water. You can see how everything is planned well. So if you want your poultry farm to be planned well, please contact Chris Farms and Extension Services on our numbers 080 36 92 57 18. If you are not in Nigeria, please put our country code +23480 36 92 57 18. This poultry house you see here, the emphasis for people building or people we are building for is covering everywhere to ensure that birds does not come in. A practical example is the holes on top of the roofing system. I know after the roofing there are openings there, so there is need for you to use the net to cover it up properly so that birds will not fly into your poultry house to infect your birds. So it is good you cover everywhere so that the birds, reptiles will not find access into your poultry farm. You can see how this net is being covered to the rooftop, covering everywhere to ensure that birds does not come into the poultry farm, or better still creeping animals like rats, like snakes, lizard, and other reptiles. So it is very paramount you protect your poultry house very well. So if we are to handle your project, these are the areas we concentrate on to ensure that the poultry house is well sealed, covered. Then for people building themselves, I'm still emphasizing on the covering of this net properly so that there will be no external a predator coming into the farm, because when snake comes into the poultry farm, they can hide even on top of this roof, coiling themselves on the wood so that you not even notice them. At night they will come down and they will start killing your birds or swallowing your eggs. And when predators enter the farm, you will not be aware. So it is good you protect it very well. Secondly, on top of the gable roof, you can see this top. Oftentimes, carpenters are working for you, they don't remember to cover the top. So there is need for you to cover that gable roof very well. Then when you now talk about your cage system, Ensure you know the size of the cage you're buying before you start building, because this is a prerequisite for building. Know the cage you're buying. We have different kinds of cage. We have the 96 capacity. 96 capacity have 1.8 meters wide. That is the size of the cage. So if you are to do a pit, the pit system should be 1.6, 1.7, so that the poultry cage will have a stand where you can put them. Secondly, if you are going for 120 capacity, it is 2.4, so you know that the pit will be like 2.2 or 2 meters. Then if you are going for 4 tiers, the pit system, the cage size is 2 meters, so you can do 1.8, 1.9 to enable the legs to stand an extreme end. If you are going for 160, the same 2.4, so your pit system should be 2.2. So finally, after you've decided the kind of cage you want to go for, then you can now do your pit. Thirdly, or the next one, you have to make your gutter to slope down. Lots of people are always calling me on this issue. When you are building your gutter system, let it to slope down. You can see how this slopes down to the exit point to enable the manure scraper to scrape it out. Or if you are not buying a manure scraper, you can use pressure pump to flush it out. When you put a pressure pump, because of the thing is slopy, you can see it will flow down. You can see this pit system now. Did you see how slopy it is? I hope you saw it. Then it sloped from the beginning. If you go down now, you are going to see that the thing slopes very well. So that is on that. Remember the gable roof on top. Ensure you use your nets to cover it, because this is good access for birds to come into your poultry house unannounced, so they can pass through there. So ensure you tell your carpenter to use the net to cover it properly, so that your poultry house will be protected. Then let's go down a little. Let's go down a little and see our poultry cage system. This is just a sample that we give to the customer. You can see beautifully designed cage for the poultry beds with good spacings. Although this is customized, this is locally fabricated cages, so we customized according to what we have here, which is the pit system. So you can see the pillars, all of them on a straight line. The floor system slopes down. Let's go and see if we can get to the extremes, beg your pardon. Then you get to this place, you see how slopey it is. It flows down to this pit. This will now slope down to your exit point. There's an exit point there, flows to the exit point out. So once the dunks flows from the top, it will slope down to the pit. You can see the pit. This is the exit point to your sockaway or your sewage system. So I believe you've seen it. For those that are calling me about how the dunks are being done, this is how it's done. Did you see? The more you ascend, the more it reduces. You can see. Then you can see all this work here. These are the slope, the gutter. You just watch it. Just watch it. Okay, you see that is higher here. The more you go, it is going up. So that is how it is. Are you seeing that? Are you seeing that? It slopes, a gentle slope from top to bottom. You can see how slopey it is. If you are using manure scraper, it's easy for the manure scraper to descend the hill with the dunks. Then if you are using pressure pipe, once the pressure is high, the water is going to pull out the dunks, pull them out from here. So that is how they are being designed. So for those people looking for someone to set up a farm for them, we are specialists when it comes to farm setup. We do the A to Z of poultry farm, more especially on the building, on the cages, manure scraper, manure dryer, hammer mill. Hammer mill is used for feed production. So if you want cages, we have the imported cages. We have the locally fabricated cages. Although our locally fabricated cages is as though it's imported. You can see this cage you see here. These are locally fabricated cages. It is done with imported materials to give customers quality assurance of their job. So you can see how beautiful this cage is then designed. These are locally fabricated cages. Do you need cage? Is it imported cages or locally fabricated ones? Search no more. Chris Farm got you covered. All you need to do is to call us on our WhatsApp line or chat us up. You can see how beautiful the cage is. If you want something like that, please reach out to us on our number 080 36 92 57 18. If you are not in Nigeria, please put our country code +23480 36 92 57 18. We can design your cage for you. Just this locally fabricated cage, look at how neatly designed it is. Is until we tell you that this is not produced here in Nigeria. This is produced here in Nigeria with affordable materials, with good quality materials that is imported from abroad to give quality standard. So you want cage in your poultry farm? Search no more. We cover the whole country, Nigeria, irrespective of where your farm is. We can come there to come and install for you. You can see how we are putting the designing for manure scraper. This is the manure scraper itself. This is where we are going to put the pulley. That is why we are putting, you can see how the opening there. This is to enable the pulley pull the manure scraper down from down the clip, down the slope. It pulls it up and carries the dung down. This is the place where the machine will stay. The machine is called a conveyor. The conveyor machine will walk and pull the manure scraper. You can see the second manure scraper. This our cage, or this our poultry house, is designed in 2 rows. This is 2-row poultry farming or 2-row cage system. It has 2 rows. That means you are going to put your cages in 2 rows, and that is why we also designed the manure scraper in 2 rows. The manure scraper for 2 rows, for 3 rows, we have them. If you have 3-row farm, we have manure scraper for you. You have 2-row farm, we have manure scraper for you. So irrespective of the design you want, we can deliver to you. You want to buy any form of agro equipment, we have it. This is the A to Z on poultry farm setup. You want someone to help you design or build or set up the A to Z on poultry farm setup? Search no more. Chris Farm Nigeria gets you covered. Reach out to us today. Our numbers remain 080 36 92 57 18. If you are not in Nigeria, please put our country code +23480 36 92 57 18. Our cages are beautiful. Our buildings are outstanding. Our design is awesome. You need someone to help you design a standard one, reach out to us. You want machines? I will have the machines. We have the technical know-how. We have the professionals to deliver the job the way you want it. Please reach out to us. We'll design a good poultry farm setup for you. So for those that are buying cages, you can see how beautiful our locally fabricated cages is. If you want to buy foreign ones, we also have them. No matter the capacity, we have the 96 capacity, we have the locally we have the 120, 128, 160. You can see me here. Okay, this is one I was talking about, the pulley. This is where we're putting the pulley, the conveyor, the manure scraper. I was doing the video before. I said, okay, let me do it so that at least they will still see me that I'm here. Some person will say it's Photoshop. I don't think that they are photoshopping me into the cage. But nevertheless, reach out to us. We do a great work for you. Beautiful ones like this. Any part of the country you are, we can render such services for you. Please reach out to us and you'll be glad you did. Thank you and bye.